Hey guys, welcome back to another YouTube video of us. Today we're going to talk about and show you how you can improve your elbow mobility, especially in that front rack position, which we use a lot of times in CrossFit, in weightlifting stuff, or just for front squats in general. And we're also going to show you a great way how you can improve your overall elbow health and function. Guys, the first exercise we're going to show you are some pronation, elbow pronation pails and rails with a stick. So for this exercise, obviously we need a stick, but we're gonna grip the stick a little bit on the more towards the smaller end, so we have more weight pulling us down into pronation. We want to have a 90-degree angle here in our elbow joint, and we'll think about having a glue between our elbow and our rib cage so that we keep and maintain a strict and strong position. In terms of like the position of your hands, put your thumb on the stick so that we don't get any compensation from the wrist, okay? So we're going to keep the 90-degree angle here in the elbow. Oh no, we're going into full flexion, sorry. We want to do that in full flexion. Obviously you can also do that if you have problems or pain or discomfort in that full flex position, when we especially go through the pails and rails. It's obviously fine to scale it down in this position and work your way up into full flexion of the elbow. So from this position, from full flexion, we're going to first find our deepest elbow pronated position, but the passive position. So we're going to push the stick in that direction, bringing our elbow joint into more pronation. It's hard to show you that with a fixed camera, but you get the point, right? With pushing the stick, our elbow joint rotates a little bit more into pronation. So if you find the deepest sensation here, obviously it won't feel such as like a hamstring stretch. It's more of a, it's a weirder sensation. It's not necessarily a deep stretch, but you will get and feel the end range. Then we stay there for around 1 minute to 2 minutes in this deepest range of motion. And the most important part is now the pails and rails. The pails and rails are some isometrics we're going to apply to strengthen this range of motion and to get more control right in this end range of our pronation. So we're going to ramp up our first isometric, take a deep breath, and we're going to slowly try to push that pole here or that stick into the supporting hand. And we're going to think of going out of that deep pronation. Try to ramp it up, so 30% of your max force into that hand, 40, 50, 60, 70, until you reach your maximum effort. Hold that hard isometric contraction for 15 seconds. Really fight for it. Let's pretend the 15 seconds are over. We're going to immediately start the rails contraction, doing the same stuff but in the opposite direction, right in this direction. Thinking about lifting away from that hand. You should not be able to, because then you wouldn't be at your end range. Please adjust that so you're not able to lift off. Really fight for that as well for 15 seconds. You can repeat that once more, or you just can go out, shake your elbow out, and do it for sure on the other side as well. That full flexed position really resembles great the position in that front rack positioning. The only difference here is we have a little bit of shoulder flexion and a pronated scapula. Okay, so the next exercise we're going to show you targets the full elbow joint, which is so important to go through the full range of motion of your elbow and to train this range of motion on both sides, obviously. So in best case, take a ball or something you can grip very hard on. Again, think of having a glue between your elbow and your rib cage. That way you don't lose the positioning. And we're going to start in full extension of the elbow and full supination. So thumbs completely turned out as far as we can. And we're going to go into a bicep curl here. Fighting for more supination as we go up into our max elbow flexion. At the top, we're going to rotate and actively going in our deepest pronated position and fighting for more pronation. So don't just keep the pronation and go down. We're going to fight for that pronation, thumbs trying to turn as more in to the inside as possible. At the top, rotate again. And you can make this one very hard with just creating more tension. She can do it very easy and she wouldn't feel anything. But if she really irradiates a lot of tension in her complete body and thinking of pushing that thick air, or imagine pushing 100 kilos down. This can be very tough just with your own tension building and own force. Okay guys, to make it just a little bit more spicy, and this needs just a little bit extra equipment, but this is very inexpensive, so everyone can buy this. It's a 2 kilo club bell, and this is such a great tool if it comes to shoulder mobility, elbow mobility, wrist mobility, and this is a little bit more advanced. So we can do the elbow cars that we just did, but in an advanced version, okay? So depending on where you grip the club bell, this is the hardest progression because the lever gets longer, right? This is a little bit easier variation. And depending on if we either hold the club bell pointed out or pointed inward, this will also create a different sensation and loading strategies to the tissues around your elbow. So definitely use both, okay? So grip it, if you do it for the first time, in the middle, so we don't overload your elbow straight away. Again, same stuff, create a lot of tension in your elbow and slowly fight for more supination as you go into full flexion of the elbow. Turn at the top position and fight for more elbow pronation. This is already a lot harder because the weight pulls her out of pronation and she has to fight against it. On the way up, same stuff. So especially for pronation, this would be maybe a little bit too hard, and she would have maybe even gripped it a little bit further towards the thick part of the club bell. But you get the point, right? So improving the elbow health and function with the cars, but also strengthening the full range of motion is the part of the cars. And the first exercise we showed you with the pails and rails in full flexion for that pronated position will make your elbow position and mobility, especially in that front rack position, perfect. Okay guys, if you like this video, don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button. If you want more and maybe dive even deeper into mobility training, get your own individualized program, schedule your free call with either her or me, and we're excited to talk to you.